Hello and welcome to this Crochet Red Panda tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet this red panda plushie. Let's get straight into the video. So the materials that you will need are a 5mm crochet hook, scissors, a yarn needle, 12mm safety eyes. You will need weight 6 yarn. I'm using Premier Parfait chunky yarn, and you'll need it in the primary color, color A, which I'm using orange, but you can also use a red. Then color B, which you'll need like a dark brown for, or a dark red. And then finally color C, which is just white. And then you will also need stuffing. So you'll need to begin by grabbing your dark brown or B color. And we're going to start off by doing the legs. So we're going to begin by making a magic ring. And I like to use the 2-chain method to do a magic ring, which I'm going to show you how to do. So first you're going to want to do a slip knot. And then you want to chain 2. And then any single crochets into the magic ring will go into the first chain that you made. So we're going to start off by doing 6 single crochets into that magic ring there, so our first chain. Then for round 2, we are going to do 6 increases. So an increase is doing 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. So doing 6 will take us up to 12 stitches. Now I'm just going to put a stitch marker in. I like to use scrap yarn as my stitch marker. And now we are going to single crochet for the next 2 rounds. And at the end of those 2 rounds, we are going to color change to color A. So on the last stitch, we're going to start off our single crochet so that we have 2 loops on our hook. And then we are going to grab our orange or red yarn and complete the single crochet with that yarn. Then we can tie the remaining brown yarn to the orange yarn. And chop the brown yarn off. Now we are just going to single crochet for 1 round with our orange yarn. Now we can just leave a very small tail. And we can pull through with our hook to finish off. So now you are going to need to make another leg identical to that one. So go ahead and create a second leg exactly like this one, but on your second leg, do not finish off and pull through like we did here. Leave your hook in the leg. So once you've finished your second leg and you have both legs here, I'm just going to put a stitch marker in the last stitch I did here. And then we are going to go ahead and move on to the next round. So I'm going to work around with you. So first of all, we are just going to chain 2 off of this leg. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to grab our first leg that we made. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the stitch, the first stitch of the last round. So you can see this is the last stitch of the last round, the one with the tail coming out of it. But we're going to go into the first stitch of the last round from the outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my hook into that one after we've chained 2. And we are just going to single crochet into that stitch. Now we are going to single crochet all the way around the outside of that leg until you get round to the stitch where the tail is coming out of. Now that you've done that, we are now going to single crochet into these 2 chains that you just made. So we're going to basically just find a hole in the second chain that you did. So just stick your hook in, and then once you've found a hole, single crochet into that chain. Then you're going to do the same with the first chain that you made and single crochet into it. Now we are going to go back into the second leg. So you can see here's where the stitch marker is, and we're going to go into the stitch after it. So right here, we're going to go into that stitch. So put our hook there and single crochet. And now we're just going to single crochet all the way around until we reach the stitch marker again. Now for the next round, we are just going to single crochet all the way around. So we're sort of treating it as if it's an oval now. So we just single crochet all the way around. So the first 2 stitches will be single crocheting into the other side of the chains because we did just single crochet into the first side. So now we are going to single crochet into the other side, start off. So 1 and then 2. And now that you've single crocheted into the other side of the chains, you can just go all the way around until you get back to the stitch marker. Now for the next round, you are going to do 6 single crochets and an increase times by 4, and that'll take us up to 32 stitches. So go ahead and do that. Now we are just going to single crochet all the way around for the next 2 rounds. So go ahead and single crochet for 2 rounds straight. Then for the next round, we will do 2 single crochets and a decrease times by 8, and this will take us down to 24 stitches. Now for the following round, you are just going to single crochet all the way round. For the following round, we are just going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease times by 6, and this will take us down to 18 stitches. And then for the final round, we are just going to do single crochet and a decrease times by 6, and this will take us down to 12 stitches. Now you are going to leave quite a long tail, as we are going to be using the tail from the body to sew it onto the head. And you can just cut it off and pull through to finish off. Now you'll just want to add a bit of stuffing. Once you've finished stuffing, we can then move on to the head. So with the head, we're going to start off with our white yarn, or color C, but we will need our orange/red yarn soon. So we're going to begin by doing 6 single crochets into the magic ring with our white yarn. Then for round 2, we'll do 6 increases, and this will take us up to 12 stitches. Then for the following round, we are just going to single crochet all the way round. Now for the following round, we are going to do single crochet increase times by 6, and this will take us up to 18 stitches. And at the end of this round, we are going to switch to orange. So I'm now just grabbing my orange yarn. I'm just going to pull it through here and tie it to the white yarn, but we're going to want to leave our white yarn still attached because we'll be using it soon. So now we're just going to do the next round in orange. So for the next round, we'll be doing 2 single crochets and an increase times by 6. Now for the following round, we are going to do 3 single crochets in orange, then 6 single crochets in white, then 6 increases in orange, 6 single crochets in white, and then 3 single crochets in orange. This will take us up to 30 stitches. Now for the following round, we are going to do 2 single crochets in orange, then 7 single crochets in white, then 6 single crochets and an increase times by 6 in orange, then 7 single crochets in white, and then 2 single crochets in orange to finish off. You can now cut off your white yarn, as we won't need it for the rest of the head. Now for the following round, we are going to do just in orange, 11 single crochets and an increase times by 3, and this will take us up to 39 stitches. Now you are just going to single crochet for 1 round, so go ahead and single crochet all the way around. Now for the next round, you are going to do 11 single crochets and a decrease times by 3, and this will take us down to 36 stitches. Now for the following round, you are going to do 9 single crochets, then single crochet decrease times by 6, and then another 9 single crochets, and this will take us down to 30 stitches. Now for the following round, you are just going to do 3 single crochets and a decrease times by 6, and this will take us down to 24 stitches. Now for the following round, you are going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease times by 6. Now we're going to add a bit of stuffing so we can figure out where to put the safety eyes in. So we want to put the safety eyes approximately between round 6 and 7. So you can see this is the bottom where we had our stitch marker most of the time, but we did our color change at first. And this is the top of the head. So we just want them to be just above the white patches on the cheeks. So go ahead and clip those in. So this is what the safety eyes look like once they've been clipped in. Now we are just going to single crochet all the way around. Now for the following round, you are going to do single crochet decrease times by 6, and that'll take us down to 12 stitches. Now you'll just need to add a bit more stuffing. Now for the final round, we are just going to do 6 decreases. And now we're just going to leave a small tail to sew up the back. Then pull through to finish off. So you're just going to grab your yarn needle. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in and out of the front loops only all the way around. So we're going to go into the first front loop. out of the second front loop, into the third front loop, out of the fourth front loop, into the fifth front loop, then out of the sixth front loop. And pull tight to finish off. Then you can just bring the yarn needle through to a random spot. I'm just going to bring it through to the bottom. And you can just cut it off if you like. That bit will be covered up by the top of the body anyway, so it's not to worry about. And this is what your completed head looks like right now. Thank you so much for watching part 1. If you want to continue making your red panda, then make sure to go watch part 2. The link will be in the description.